Welcome back to Inside Sources. In this segment, we're going to be looking at the dimensions of what we have seen lately with the invasion and the capture by the Americans of the president of Venezuela. And now we want to look at it from the point of view of diplomacy and international relations. And of course, what does this mean for us in Nigeria? Should we speak? Should we be silent? What should be the attitude of our government on what had happened? To join me in that very important conversation, I have a former Nigerian ambassador to the Republic of Benin, who is an author and a scholar. I'd like to welcome back to Inside Sources, Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Obisakin. Excellency, welcome back to Inside Sources.
Thank you so much for inviting me again, Laulu. I wish you a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I wish Nigeria, Channels TV, all your colleagues, successful New Year 2026. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, what is your first take on this, what had happened in the last 1 week? We have the US president deploying American military might to go into another country, Venezuela, and pick the president all the way down to New York now facing trial. How do you read this as a diplomat and as a scholar yourself?
Thank you very much. Well, in diplomacy and in international relations, Professor Michel Sahom says that there are at least three prisms, three optics, three dimensions of looking at diplomatic happenings. Number one, look at the event itself. Number two, are there principles behind this, theories, cause? And also, what are the instruments being used? Of course, international relations, as I've said here on this platform several times, is so variegated, multidimensional, and almost all-encompassing. It's world. It's the story of the world.
Okay, right.
The universe. So now, what has happened to those who are not in diplomacy or international relations studies, it may be surprising. But to us, it's not surprising.
Oh, wow.
Though it may be perplexing, because it has happened before.
Right.
The US had kidnapped a president before. They even caged him, accused of the same drug. So it's nothing, and we have seen it build up. You know, they didn't just jump on President Nicolas Maduro. They've cordoned off Caracas. Remember? Yeah. They've studied it. They've studied his movement. They planted people around him. They've made propaganda against him. So that's why you must be very careful what people are saying about you. Somebody say, talk of the devil. You may begin to see his tail and his two horns. You know? So really, what is happening could be perplexing because it's in international relations, you have our own holy grail. The United Nations Charter is there. It does not encourage countries to go to war without the permission of the United Nations Security Council. But now, who will bail the cat? Who is going to report the principal member of the big five that control United Nations Security Council? They comprise of the United States, the man with the biggest, deadliest weapon, the nuclear weapon. The former Soviet Union, like Russia, United Kingdom, China, and France. These are the people. I remember, peace be on him, may so rest in peace, Professor George Obiozor, who was my ambassador in Israel. He said, when you want to be a member of United Nations Security Council, he said, you'll be a member when you are able to promise hell to a country and deliver it right on time. Yeah. So these people are capable of delivering hell on time. That's why Nigeria must be very cautious about what is happening.
We're going to come to Nigeria.
Okay.
You know, so I just wanted you to give us your take. Now, so how do you think this affects the conduct of international relations, especially, like you said, the place of the United Nations? You know, and you've started to analyze it, but I want you to deepen it a little bit. So we have, even in the Security Council, we have China, and we have Russia, two countries that are clearly...
China wants to make money.
That are clearly...
And America is the biggest market.
Yeah. Yes.
So you must be careful about that. You know, the international relations is multidimensional. You have just veered into the economic aspect of it. There's cultural, there's religious. You know, somebody said that the US is governed by two triggers. its foreign policy. The trigger of the old, ancient evangelical missionaries who wants to evangelize the world and show democracy to the whole world.
Yeah.
Look at when President Trump said they are dear Christian. They want to defend their dear. That's that's evangelical missionary, which is an aspect. You see, there is the exceptionalism of American, foreign policy. They have this exceptionalism that they are special. They are not like any other world. They are unique, and so they have
second trigger.
That's part of what's explaining the first trigger.
Okay.
The second trigger is the realism. That's what gave them independence. They fought the Great Britain. Fought their way through. You were there, I was there, and you know what they did. So, and that inspires them. We must have these guns. He said he was coming to Nigeria, gun ablazing.
Yeah.
And he has a gun. And he used it on the 25th. And some Christians said they had peaceful Christmas for the first time. So he has this gun. Nigeria must have these guns. It's because we don't have these guns. Yeah. That's why we have to call Uncle Sam to come and help us.
Yeah.
You understand? But I want to say that I spoke of events, sort of theory. There's a Monroe Doctrine, which was 1823. Right. Monroe Doctrine was somebody who would have been called the foreign minister of the U.S. But that time he was minister for France or some other, So he said that, look, no European countries should ever dabble into the affairs of Latin America because it is regarded as their backyard. Yeah. That's what it is. And Nigeria also was doing his own, trying to defend Benin, their younger brother, their backyard. So everybody...
Very recently.
Very recently. So that's it, the Monroe Doctrine, that look, you hold to Europe, we hold to Americas, the Americas. That's the same thing, but we are afraid. If this continues, what will happen to countries that are having challenges, like Taiwan with China? Yeah. What will happen to Ukraine with Russia?
Conflict, right?
Do they want to divide? These are issues that people should begin to study closely. What will happen after this? This is perplexing. As one of my colleagues, senior colleagues said, I used the word is perplexing, that this exceptionalism can move America to use its wealth and go and capture a sitting president, manu militari, with his wife, and arraign them before an American court. How does America has always behaved like that? Let it be known to everybody. If there are countries that have set aside the International Court of Justice, ICJ, they don't have as many cases with any other country, more than America. America has done it. They say don't do this, they go and do it. So what do we learn from this? That is what I think we should be looking at.
Okay,
what should Nigeria
we're coming to that.
learn from
I also want you to talk about, some of the latest things. So Mr. Trump earlier in the week also said that, look, we're getting out of a number of UN agencies, even other international agencies.
Yes.
At the same time that he's doing all of this. So my question to you is that, what do you expect to happen in the UN, or is it just going to be more? You were also a Nigerian envoy, diplomat in New York.
I was the chairman of the first committee that deals with international peace and security and disarmament.
Exactly.
First committee. So I was the African chairman.
What do you think will happen in the UN, or what should happen?
Oh, what will happen now is that it will go, because it will come to pass. Okay. There's nothing that comes that will not pass. How it will pass also depends on certain issues, certain parameters. Number one, the highest authority of the United Nations is the Security Council. I will mention 5 of them. And the UN is its superpower. You heard now that they pursued a ship off North Europe, and the UK was glad to tell the whole world that they assisted the US. What kind of thing we are talking about. So now, what will happen in the UN? Well, they have already taken the matter to the United Nations Security Council. If you vote, who will the veto of the United States? That's the end of it. And that's what has really paralyzed, apparently, the United Nations.
What about the moral voice of the United Nations General Assembly?
Oh, moral voice is very loud, but it's like also, thunders.
But
You just hear it.
do you expect it? At least, do you expect the General Assembly to rise up and say what the United States has done is against international law? Do you expect that? I just wanted to know.
That's what should be. The normal thing that should be is that, since the coming of age of the African countries and the so-called third world, the United Nations, the voting pattern has changed.
Yeah.
It used to be the colonial voices,
Right.
the colonialist voices.
Yeah.
But now they started, and they are aware that, look, when you have majority of the world voting X way, then it might be in international law, a creation of another law. Yes, if they rise, and I hope they will be able to rise. I've not read today what they said, but who will rise against Uncle Sam? Nigeria cannot see anything now because Uncle Sam is helping them.
What about Russia and China?
They have spoken. They have spoken that they're against it.
Yeah,
but they will not do more than that.
Can they be the ones to make at least a moral voice of the General Assembly?
They have spoken against it. China has said this is not unacceptable.
But they have not organized anything in the General Assembly that we've had.
They can be arranged. It can be arranged, but the Security Council has already met on it. What will come of it? You cannot do anything against the superpower. In fact, the U.S. is no longer a superpower. It is now a hyperpower. When I read Professor Michel Sam in his book called The 4 Ages of American Foreign Policy, the weak power, the great power, the superpower, and now the hyperpower. He says since 1990, America has become the hyperpower. It's the one that can go hyper. Super, of course, superior power.
Yeah.
They became superpower, two of them.
After the Second World War.
There was the great powers that they met 1815 after Napoleon was defeated. Those are the power, Prussian and others. But later, 1945, the superpower emerged.
Yeah.
These are the people who are permanent member of the Security Council of the UN. They are the superpower.
Right.
They are the United States, who had the deadliest weapons of death, and then followed by Russia, the USSR at that time, but now Russia succeeded it. Then followed by China, UK, and France, who was adopted. Yeah. Because France was a defeated power during the Second World War. Was adopted and they arranged themselves, just like we can arrange ourselves too.
Okay. Well,
in Africa and in Nigeria.
Finish explaining to us the difference between super and hyper.
And now, this superpower, they were the great powers, were those that won the. But when they now went beyond, head and shoulder above the great powers, they became superpowers. They have the capability, the naval power, ability to carry surface-to-surface missiles, air to surface, land, everything. And they can set the promising help to the other side of the world, and they will deliver it. They became superpower, two of them. Okay. And then they even had MAD, mutually assured destruction. That look, there was no peace, but no war either. No war, no peace situation. That's what reigned since 1945 up to 1990. Now, America's emerging as a hyperpower, a power that is above superpower, is that it can now go to war. It feels it can go to war on its own. It can do whatever it's like. And the rest of you can just beg.
Or clap.
Or clap, if you like. If you are wise. If you are wise, you may not clap or you just smile somehow and go your way.
Like the Yoruba proverb that says that when the big person is on you, just...
There's nothing you can do.
All right.
The man that is endowed.
But so let's now conclude.
Before you conclude, let me nail it with a proverb. An Igbo proverb says that, look, do not dare the Onye Dibia, that is Babalawo, the witch doctor,
right?
Lest he shows you the grave of those he has already killed.
Interesting. So what are the lessons for Nigeria? I noticed that the AU has made a statement.
Yeah.
I think Ghana made a statement.
Yeah,
but Nigeria, the
radio silence.
The giants of
the
Africa
wisest
has not said a word.
Well, giant of Africa.
How do you say that?
Those who can speak should speak. But I think I will clap for those who advised our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, not to speak, that they did very well. You don't bite the finger that feeds you. Ghana is not facing the same thing we are facing. How many Nigerians can travel 50 kilometers with their eyes closed? Anywhere, even in Abuja. So Ghana is not facing the same. There are skirmishes in the north. I was reading, I listened to news. I was listening to Benin that 5 days ago, they killed some 5 people were killed in the north. 5? In Nigeria, talking of 500, 300, 30, 40, 50. They are not facing the same thing. It's true, but we must be careful.
Yeah.
People say that when the battle drum is sounding, kill me dead. I want to break your head. Then you better dance to this quietly. Because at the end, you have to go back to your house. So you see, but I think the lesson we are learning from this is very simple. You need to be strong. You need to possess your possession by having you must be, militarily strong, even diplomatically strong. Thank God the president has nominated. I think they are looking for agreement for them, and then they can go. We need to be represented to know what is going on, to avoid this kind of problems that Venezuela had. Nicaragua has had, that many countries have had. So we must be represented in the world, table. We must be there. Because he said, anybody that is not present at the table, you might find yourself you'll be on the menu. You'll be the one to be discussed. So I think Nigeria should study the situation well and utilize so-called division among those who have the money and the military power to improve ourselves. And also, I want to use this to appeal to Nigeria to stop all these, religious and all sorts of bickering among themselves when the whole world has moved. The whole world has moved on. We need to develop our country. So many children, they said now unenviable record we now have of the highest number in the world of children out of school. We have moved from number 3, degenerated to number 1. The worst. So we have to do this. The two major feet on which development will roll will involve 1, education, sound skill education for our population, make them productive. And 2, military might. And 2 of them are linked.
Education and military might.
Yes. Once you have this, wealth, education will generate wealth.
Yeah.
Thank God for what the ICT is giving you. Professor Michel has said the same thing. He said, look, America has found out that wealth is the greatest platform for generating power. They made money. And so they found out they could create all sorts of platforms. They could make research, and they have the biggest guns. So they can threaten anybody. And anybody that threatens, if the lion says he wants to eat, and the squirrel is saying, no, you dare not eat, the squirrel will be the first snack.
Okay, last question. So you haven't spoken, at least we haven't brought you to Inside Sources since that Christmas Day Tomahawk missiles rained on Nigeria. Do you think that that alone by itself is enough, or we need more to help us? Just like you said, clearly we can't bite the fingers that and I agree with you entirely with that. As a matter of fact, I had advocated for us using the help of the Americans, but I don't think that we've gotten enough, or that one-time strike.
They need to train our people.
Yeah.
They need to train our people. We must be forward-looking. We thank them for what they have done, because there's no doubt it has helped. Many Christians tell me, look, for the first time, they could go home without any fear. That's just the truth. Somebody said the fear of Tomahawk and the American president is the beginning of wisdom.
But
the knowledge that it's not enough. It is not enough. Number 1, these people are also proactive. People say that Ogungbe is wise and the monkey is wise. As Ogungbe the hunter is trying to climb, the monkey is also coming down. As the monkey is climbing, Ogungbe is bending down. These people, they are very smart. And so, but we need to go to the root of it. We need to change them from terrorists to patriots. That's what it is. And also, those who are harboring them should be exposed. I want to quote my daddy, Pastor Adeboye. He said, look, the government should go ahead, not only stop this, but should eliminate those sponsors of terrorists.
Regardless of how you...
Regardless of who they are.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He's a man that everybody knows hear from God, and he's not frivolous. That is the truth. But if we love this our country, then we have to protect it. And those who will not protect our country, if they come from outside, they should go back. Whether they love our country or you ship them back.
Excellent.
Because we were not like this. We left. I have an uncle, this twin uncle.
Right.
One is a Muslim, one is a Christian in Southwest. Yeah. They should come to Southwest and learn. We don't kill ourselves. Where did they bring this kind of Islam?
Most of my cousins are Muslims.
Yes. So this is not the kind of Islam that Nigeria knew in the 60s.
Yeah.
We were all around. And we live well.
And to a large extent, in the South, you still have that...
of course. Until
tomorrow.
We still have them. We don't kill ourselves. We go on Christmas holiday. We go and meet Mama Sadia too. Baba Zikira, Baba Slifa. They are there. So nobody, I went to my mother's place. When it was time to pray, they arranged 3 chairs for those of us who are leaders. As a pastor, I sat down, pastor. Then my elder brother, who is a Muslim, is an imam, he sat down. And the one that is Yeshe, yes now, and we prayed in alphabetic order.
Exactly.
And then so Christian prayed, Islam prayed, and Yeshe prayed.
Exactly.
And we all went away.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Obisakin. Thank you for your insight.
It's a pleasure.
All the time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your voice. And thank you for coming to Inside Sources.
Thank you. I wish Nigeria success. Right. And I wish America also peace. And also that you please have mercy on the rest of the world. We want to develop. They have the power, and we are looking for power to eat. Stomach infrastructure, educational infrastructure, we still need it. They have developed. They are 250 years old. We are not up to 70.
Exactly.
We are just 60. We're going to make 66 now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for coming to Inside Sources.
A pleasure.
And there you have it, another edition of Inside Sources. Like we always say, Nigeria will prevail. It means Nigeria will win because we continue to push at the major issues. My name is Lauds. Thank you for watching, and by the grace of God, I'll see you at the next edition.